Today, Animals My Love would like to share the story about Kuzya cat. Growing up, I had a cat whom I raised since she was a kitten. Her name was Kuzya. It's actually a male name, but also a popular cartoon character in Russia. It suited her rambunctious personality perfectly. She had followed me around everywhere and slept on my head and on my lap. We were basically one and the same. One day I found her sitting in a windowsill and looking longingly at a roof in the distance. It was dangerous to let her out into the world, but I thought that cats are designed to be outside and she would be happy and have a full life if I let her out. So I did. She was running around, fighting and screaming, but would always come back home to me. One night, Kuzya didn't return. I went out to the roof and walked around it and connecting roofs, wearing a nightgown and carrying a torch. I called her name over and over. Eventually I heard her weak meow from under an awning. She apparently lost a battle and was badly injured, basically filleted. She came out eventually and let me take her home, and I nursed her back to health. Another time, Kuzya went missing. I searched everywhere. My mom told me just to wait a few days and she would turn up. I didn't want to wait and searched everywhere like 25 times. Eventually I found her in Dad's garage. He just left for a trip and closed the garage door, locking her in by accident. Eventually, all that running around at night caught up with her and she got pregnant. Her kittens were probably too large and they were stuck. She followed me around all day. She even chose our linen closet as her nest, and I remember sleeping next to her with my head inside the closet. But the kittens wouldn't come out. It was a weekend and the vet clinic was closed. My mom discovered us the next morning and told me to put the cat in the bathroom so it wouldn't be so messy. She also said to leave her there and get some rest, so I left her in the bathroom and closed the door. My mom eventually helped in extracting the kittens. It took several more hours, but it was all too hard for my little cat. A few days later she died. I still remember her face as I was closing the door on her. Up to today, I will never leave anyone I care for by themselves when they are facing a crisis. And I really miss my Kuzya terribly. She is always on my mind. After I lost my cat, all I could think was, I miss her so badly. But I learned that as tempting as it was to focus on how much I missed her, it was creating more pain and suffering in the long run. Focusing on my grief and pain was actually making things worse, sort of like probing a sore tooth with your tongue. It's important to grieve your pet's loss, and your cat's loss is a huge loss. But it's also important not to allow yourself to sink into the depths of grief. Find ways to miss your cat and still see the goodness in everyday things. There is a difference between healthy grieving and unhealthy dwelling on the pain of loss. Grief takes time and energy, so you will find yourself more tired than usual. Unhealthy dwelling on your loss will suffocate you and prevent healing, so grieve. But gently distract yourself from the long-term suffering. Make an effort to remember joyful memories. Find activities, places and people who will soothe your soul and quiet your mind. Learn ways to gently encourage yourself to come alive when you feel dead inside. Think of your cat being held in the arms of an angel. Feel the peace and the healing that accompanies the thought of those loving arms. This will help you get through the dark days when all that you can think is, I miss my cat so badly. I always find it comforting to think of the cats I lost as being in heaven, resting in peace, their souls intertwined with the angels and my other lost loved ones. Give yourself time and space to say farewell to your cat, Be gentle with yourself. Losing a beloved pet is terribly painful. Allow your heart to heal in its own time. You miss your cat now, but the pain will lift. You might even feel ready to open your heart and home sooner than you think. So, animals, my love, hope that you have found words of comfort and compassion if you are sad and missing your beloved cat. If you can relate to our story, please share your own story with us to animalsmylove999@gmail.com. Thanks for watching. Bye and see you soon.